Hello, welcome back to another commentary tracks. I don't know what video we're doing right now quite yet because we gotta spin the wheel. So far, everybody has casted their votes. We have 4 different votes for the burger is burning, which means that's probably the most likely to win. That's like half the wheel right there. But who knows? Maybe we might have an upset. Anything can happen. It's pandemonium here. Anything can happen. I mean, Noir 2-1. Okay. You know, maybe it's meant to be. Maybe it is truly meant to be because yesterday we did Noir. We did Noir 1 yesterday, so today we got to do Noir 2. You know, I guess it's just poetic. All right, let's get it. All right, where is it? It's in 20. I made that in 2020. So 12-minute video. Lot to talk about with this one. Like quite a lot to talk about with this one, I think, because this took. Well, I'm actually really surprised. It only took about a month and a half to create this, but this was a big undertaking. I remember the night I was trying to render this, it like just wasn't rendering, and I was like, this video's already been in the making for so long. Anyways, turn on captions, please. I didn't even know there was captions, actually. I didn't even know this one had captions. Auto-generated? Okay. I'm going to see if I can turn it on. All right, let's do this. I just want to make sure that, what's it called? The sound of the actual video doesn't overpower the commentary. So I'm just going to make an adjustment in the levels. All right, that should be good. All right. Man, again, a lot of the time I felt like, I really wanted to make this like cinematic. How many? So I remember yesterday I said I had no idea what I was doing with the arm, and now I think I actually did have some idea of where I wanted it to go now that I heard that line again. But anyways, I digress. Let's keep going. The voice acting in this is so... I liked it a lot. I really liked it. The Kingpin voice actor is great. The 2 gangsters are also great themselves. They're my friends from Smash. They really owned it. Started smashing the cops. I need to smash. I can't believe this came out 3 years ago. I can still remember some of the lines. I really like. I feel like with the lighting or the set design on this, the lighting was very important. You know, I wanted to keep it shadowy, but I also want to make the figures themselves feel very shiny. And that was like probably one of the most important details, I think, because it really made everything feel like it was gleaming. And I think that's a really cool way to make it look, especially if it's all in black and white. And yeah, the mouth movements on this one are so much better. They're like leaps and bounds of better. I always hate using glass window planes because the light reflects off of them and it's kind of annoying. I feel like Lego, it can be really hard to light Lego because sometimes you get really specific spots of just exposure, and that can, I don't know exactly how to do that. How to finish it. How to mitigate that. Did you do the mouth animations with After Effects? I did it in Premiere Pro. So it's really important to me whenever I have like a long dialogue scene. Like, how can you keep this interesting, you know? And I feel like a lot of it is in the writing, of course. The dialogue is very important. You have to make sure each line is a step towards the main goal, the main purpose of the scene. The acting, of course, is just as important. And the acting is both the voice acting and the way the characters move. So when he's talking, he also has to be moving in the same way that is like dynamic and interesting. But also, I mean, this spider is also like a little bit of a motif. We see the spider. I'm gonna take off the CC for now because the spider is really important, right? Because I feel like I needed something to kind of have in the background for the viewer to keep an eye on, because when you have something like that, you have something to cut away to, while also not taking away from what the audience is getting from the dialogue. It's just adding something extra while layering it, you know? Where I get the mouse from, I made them. I drew them myself, and then I just copy pasted them into each frame. I loved, man, Mike isn't a normal voice actor for the Edbound. I don't ask him that much because I don't know him quite like that. Like, he's my friend from when I was much younger, when I was entering Smash tournaments and stuff. Carlos too, who plays the other gangster here. I'm gonna bring them back for the 3rd one, absolutely. But like, man, they're good voice actors, dude. And I also like these designs for these mafiosos. Like these guys, like this mustache, this hat, like I feel like it really comes together. And fast. He's good at that. I just that's just a reference. Woo, the little spider. That's it. Another reference. It's like I made a reference to the Vulture in the previous one because one of those things where it's like I kind of want, if you read the Spider-Man War comics, I don't want to completely leave you without any understanding of where this fits into the grand timeline, although this is fan fiction at the end of the day, so it doesn't really matter. But you know, if you really do care about that stuff, there's that stuff for you as well. Okay, I'm not gonna I don't want to be all over myself, but like, you know, whenever they talk about the spider, there's a spider motif crawling along. Whenever he talks about the man, now there's 2 statues of men. And it's like, yes, baby's first metaphor, baby's first visual metaphor or whatever. But like, I'm rewatching this and I'm thinking to myself, this is cinema. Okay, I will admit that that was way too quick. He smashed that spider way too quick. You can't even see it. But I still really like the lighting in it. You know, I feel like it really has this kind of old-timey feel. There's a bit of a mist. There's a bit of a glow. Why did I stop making this, man? I mean, I know why, but I hope 3 is coming soon. 50 feet in the air. All right, here it comes, y'all. Here it comes, y'all. The shadows. The slow reveal. The POV shot. You gotta really ease into it. I'm built different. Okay, but I also don't think that particular shot itself was the best, but still. I mean, live and learn, right? I'm glad that I still had this. The lighting was crazy. Oh, I should have added a backlight. I should have added the rim light around his head. Live and learn, right? Live and learn. And the spinning fan in the top. The music, again, music is... I feel like without the music, the scene just wouldn't be as well as it is. And then we pan out, and that's the opening, bro. That's how I introduced the villain of the series, of this show. And like... Okay, like, I guess one of the things I've been liking about doing these commentary tracks, especially when I'm looking at these older videos from 2020 specifically, I've been noticing is... You know, I oftentimes think about this career or this job I've chosen and I've been fortunate to have and think, what am I really doing, bro? Like, is this... It's very easy to get imposter syndrome when you're making Lego videos. But I'm watching this right now and I'm thinking to myself, well, it's nice to have that kind of feeling of I don't need to have that. So anyways, enough about me, more about the video itself. That was the intro. I mean, you know, I feel like it can be really hard to make a dialogue scene that's just dialogue, that's just people talking, and keep it interesting. So I feel like one of the ways you can do it is to really layer it in every single aspect you can, in the camera work, in the introductions, in the acting, and even just like what you choose to follow. I feel like the lighting is also a big deal, and I really like this shot. Not this one quite yet. This one right here, with this spinning ceiling fan. Characters out of focus. God, I wish I shot this with a DSLR. Oh. I'm gonna see you later, Peter. Thank you for joining for a bit. But yeah, man, this is I honestly forgot how this came out in a way, and I'm happy to see how it is. I'm happy to see that it kind of still holds up in my mind. All right. So next up, we have Spider-Man Noir's introduction, and like I said, Spider-Man Noir himself is kind of like the least developed character I think that would have been in this series. He moved so fast. God damn, what the hell? My animation wasn't perfect back then. It still isn't, of course, but like he moved way too fast. How do you achieve such dark lighting without dropping in camera quality? Let's see. Here specifically, I think it's just using a lot of black. You know, a lot of black coloring. A lot of dark colors and still keeping it lit. It's not an effect. The black and white is not a filter. It's just me turning down the saturation of the image all the way down. I think that's probably the best way to do black and white. That way I could actually see what I'm doing, like, and how it's actually going to look in the final product. So that way, I feel like if I had shot this in color, then I added a black and white filter, it could have gone terribly wrong. Because I would have had what if I had animated an entire scene without having the black and white, like, literally in the forefront of all my decision making for the cinematography? And then I add the black and white filter and it looks terrible. That would have been awful. You gotta, I shot this in black and white. without dropping in camera quality. It's key. You have to, it's strange, right? Because if you don't have your scene well lit enough, it's gonna drop in camera quality. You're gonna have noise, and I think I just used really strong lights, and I really tried going for more backlights than anything else. You know, backlights. You can see the rim light on this spider here, on this character right here, on the edge of his face. That way you can make the shadows strong, but the bright pieces really highlight the character, so that way you can see what's going on. I think my lighting was a little bit better in this one as opposed to the first one. I feel like this was also a really big step up from the first one. Now he's doing some sneaking, but he's moving way too fast. So the animation on Spider-Man Noir here is not that good.
Well, Connors, I'm happy to see things are progressing smoothly here.
My microphone still isn't that good.
Yes, we're even getting close to a medical breakthrough.
Medical breakthrough?
As in curing the sick? Yes. Don't be
Yeah, this was a very
regardless, it's good to see everything going.
I was very politically minded back in 2020. I'm not like completely ignorant of it now, but I'm nowhere near thinking about it as like as much 24/7. Probably because I can go outside again. Yeah, what's this giant spider web in the middle of your lab, bro? Not Spider-Man Noir's brightest move. I love the Mr. Krabs walking sound effect. We'll be back again soon, Connors. I had some idea of what I wanted the boardroom members to represent and do, but I didn't have that much of their story completely fleshed out. Why did he shoot the web? I guess because he just didn't want to walk across the ground in case of footprints. He didn't want to leave any evidence, but a giant web is good enough. It's just silly. It's a silly Edbound moment.
I got some questions for you.
And the classic Spider-Man Noir music, which is just LA Noir.
Okay.
Oh, but I love this. This is probably my favorite shot in the entire... This is one of my favorite shots I've ever done. Because, like, I don't know if you guys know about the lore of Spider-Man Noir, but, like, Spider-Man Noir's goggles are actually from his Uncle Ben, who fought as a pilot in World War I. Anyways, that is why I put this in there specifically, because it also kind of ties back into the history of this whole project. And I thought it was a really cool visual. Like, damn, bro.
So you recognize these?
Yeah. And now I like this. Like, I feel like in that moment, Spider-Man Noir kind of realizes, oh damn, am I freaking traumatizing this guy?
Why are you here? Do you recognize these?
These nuts. I used Premiere Pro for this whole thing. Yeah. I found these.
I didn't know where else to look.
I still really like the lighting in this. It's so... It looks like it's glowing. Yeah, Connors does not want any part of this.
Why? I read about you. I know you. I'm not a fan. Leave. Oh?
I think Zach really did a good job on Connors here.
In the papers.
Because, like, he's supposed to sound kind of, like, stilted and a little nervous and just, you know, not sure. Because, again, he's a very broken person at this point.
Lies!
Literally broken.
Like I'm sorry, right? Because they can't. The stuff I do is too crazy for the average person. Unless they live the stuff I live, how could they possibly understand, Doc?
And I feel like, okay, that's also... Like, I don't want to investigate every single line and just be, like, tooting my own horn. What was your budget for this? Maybe, like, $200? I don't remember. These videos didn't cost that much to make. They still don't cost that much to make. I don't even remember what I had to buy for this. I think I just pretty much... This was the era where I was literally just using everything I had after I had bought a lot in 2019 once these videos started getting more popular. But this line here...
How could they possibly person? Unless they live the stuff I live, how could they possibly understand, Doc?
That was like... That's... Again... Like, if there was a YouTube video essay on this, I'd hope that they'd pick out this line, because that's him trying to appeal to Dr. Connors. Clearly, he understands the stuff he's been through, and, you know, you can't make any snap judgments if you really don't know what somebody has lived. You don't live other people's lives, is what I'm trying to say here.
I want you around. I already had a reporter sniffing around earlier. I have nothing to do with any drugs or dead bodies. Go terrorize someone else. Okay.
Yeah, stick it to him.
I have all the abilities of a spider,
Including the senses of a spider.
Right now they're telling me that you're lying. What even are you? I'm a man with a drug problem, and if I don't get help for it,
I don't like all the writing in this, though. Not all the dialogue lands. And also, maybe my voice acting is a little bit too over the top.
I have to put a stop to it, no matter what moral boundaries I may have to cross.
But I like that shot a lot.
What I do next is only being done because I am forced to do it.
Yeah. And now we have this shot. Oh, I forgot about that transition. What the hell? I forgot. Damn. I'm sorry. It's been a long time since I've seen this, and okay, so we got this. We got this plot line again. I'm telling you, man, this was like a whole movie I was planning. This is actually like a straight up whole movie. I gotta finish this. I really gotta finish this.
Alright. It's a bit stuffy in here, innit?
In it, he's so British.
What?
Oh, I remember this. That's a reference to The Legend of Zelda. Then we have this. The music here is Meet the Spy from Team Fortress 2. Our boys.
No, I didn't.
What?
Who told you that?
He completely fucking...
I'm not worldly. You think you can make those kind of decisions for me?
Boss man, I think I was making it for me actually.
Yeah, he's trying, bro. He's squirming.
You're so weird making decisions. Come with me. I want to show you
He... Whoa!
decisions.
Did you see that boy's... That boy schmooved! How is he so fast? He's so...
Making decisions. Come with me.
That guy, he can fit through the door. I mean, I never animated that part for a reason. Bro, secretly the Flash. It's all muscle.
Any of this stuff got discovered by the
Little lobsters.
corporate interests?
Corporate interests.
You.
Wait a second. All
These flowers.
look vaguely familiar.
So all of a sudden my microphone changes.
Going upstairs.
Yeah, my audio needed some work. This shot, this part of the scene, this set was the reason why this video took so long. There was a lot to it, a lot of animation, and even like a lot of background set design stuff.
Last night we had a bit of a spider issue.
Yeah, I know.
I was there.
I know you know.
Oh, and he just,
Know how hard he beat the piss out of you and your buddy here too.
I don't,
I think it's time you got
I should do more stuff like this.
Whoa. Mike.
It's Mike. Ba-doo. Is this too serious? Is this too silly for a Lego video? I mean, like, I'm immersed is the thing. Like,
When attached to a special nozzle,
how painful was to animate Kingpin? It was kind of painful because he was like constantly like pivoting, you know? He was like moving,
Mike, what's going on?
he was like rotating and like sidling from front to back, and like, I don't know. I think I used a lot of sticky tack on him. And I really enjoyed animating that. Just having him like put things on the desk and kind of. I just like having shots like, you know, in a video filled with so much dialogue. It's kind of nice to just watch a character do something like this, like silently.
When attached to a special nozzle, begin to absorb the genetic information of any selected creature.
This is just exposition.
Interesting indeed.
You have to do that. But the thing is with exposition is like you can have exposition, sure, and dialogue explaining what's going on, but like that's nowhere near as impactful as showing it. You know, one of the first lessons they teach you in any writing class is show, don't tell. But I mean, you can't just show something like this, you know, you also kind of have to explain it. So I think my decision making when it came to this like scene was to have it juxtaposed between Dr. Collins explaining it and it actually happening in real time to somebody. I think that way it's more interesting to watch and more interesting to understand. This goop. Classic 1930s horror.
What the hell is all this fisk? Yeah,
Fisk.
to silence your guy.
Maybe my mistake.
But if I didn't do that, he would have talked, thrown us all into the river.
Okay, now it's changing. Now
You have to think quickly.
I hope you're still a quick thinker, Fez.
oh, what a guy.
Real soon.
This part took so long, but I'm really glad how it came out. Yeah. And the music, oh my lord. Do you think you can make this set better now? Absolutely. But I am pretty happy with how it came out still.
Figured out everything they could do.
So now he's like doing some stuff. The crazy science lab. I'm honestly like another thing I wanted to kind of go for is, you know, if you ever seen like movies from the 1930s or 1940s, they do kind of have this aesthetic, like things like the mad scientist, the tropes kind of like the monster effects, and I kind of wanted to replicate that in some sense. And watching this now, I feel like I accomplished what I was going for. Okay, but that was a little strange. Him kind of just opening the door. Again, I feel like the biggest issue with my animation in this era was just the fact that I didn't like transition varying movements very well together, you know? Like he kind of just suddenly popped backwards instead of like grabbing the door and mimicking some kind of weight to his movement. He kind of just did it instantly. Why do I sound so much like I'm trying to imitate Daily Dose of Internet? I don't know who Daily Dose of Internet is. Is that the wire for the LED lights? It is. It is the wire for the LED lights. Do you think it's the machine in the background is so cool? Yeah, like that's the thing. I really wanted to add a lot to it. I don't know who that is, y'all. I don't watch YouTube like that anymore. Out of touch, maybe. I'm an adult. Where'd you get the gore exploding sounds when he turns into Venom? Every sound effect I get is literally just going on YouTube and looking up what I need, like keywords like gore or bone splatter or blood splatter or something like that. And this was just me shaking my table. Oh, damn. And the music too. The music is crazy. The music is so important. Wait a minute. He discovered something now of all time? And about pirating sound effects? Listen, man, great art is steel, bro. I don't know if you ever heard that, but just add a little bit of blood effects, instantly rated R. I mean, if the fact that it's in black and white probably saves it from an R rating because there is blood, it's just you can't see the redness of it. Is dead. Spider Mike. Man, these shots are the low angles. I really rely on them. Whew. Hold up, I'm just gonna let this scene play out.
That drug is a modified version of my plan. Someone stole my work, tampered with it, and now
Yeah. The mystery unravels. My God. Okay, it gets very loud. I'm gonna turn it down. Oh, like, yeah, rip headphone users, but come on, man. Like I feel like yes, rip headphone users, but I built up to it. That's at least a little bit better. It didn't just come all at once. Still, if I had made this now, I would definitely made sure this was like a lot lower. Like I'm telling y'all, I really do think like yes, the pacing, the shots, the intensity does come from the actual filmmaking itself, but something about the music, it really punctuates it all. It really like just makes it so much more grand. And you know, when writing something like this and when putting something like this together, like I really wanted to have a sense of the music, and when important things happen, it has to happen when the music really swells in an important way. So like the constant building, the constant crescendo of it. And like, you know, it's raising the tension, and then we have the release. Just as the shot happens and he's forced to do this to his friend. And now the music can die down just as the scene does. It really all comes together.
Maybe you're a quick thinker after all.
He's so I like to think it's camp. Yeah. He can do that. So that was another plot point. Like who is stealing? Who is like the one stealing from Dr. Connors? And that was gonna be what part 3 was about. They're gonna try to figure out who is the link, and then part 4 was going to be like them actually all coming together. Like, you know, Spider-Man against Kingpin. He like realizes Kingpin is the guy to go after. He fights a lot of dudes in that one, but Connors is also taken by Kingpin. And also there's supposed to also be like a plot line between Kingpin and the police officers and the police force, because they have him all in his pockets. But he does something that I think it was this inciting incident with Mike. It really pisses off the police officers, which in turn turns them off to being a part of Kingpin's forces. They realize, why the hell do we gotta listen to this guy just because he's got money? We got weapons, we got guns, we got force. We can revenge ourselves because he did that to us. It's not fair. So there's gonna be a lot. There's gonna be like a lot of plot threads that really intertwine in the very finale, in the final act. It was gonna be epic, man. It was gonna be epic. It is gonna be epic. How are you gonna make the lizard not look goofy? That's one of my biggest questions. That's still one of my biggest questions. I don't know how, but I think I'm gonna find a way. There was a Lego Ninjago crocodile thing that kind of looked intimidating, but still, I'm not entirely sure. Literally giving him a GTA mission.
Someone is stealing my work, and they're using it for
He doesn't even know.
Okay, Doc. I'll check that forward. If I find anything,
I'll let you know. The person who voiced Kingpin was great. He kind of just deleted his entire internet presence, though. It's very much too bad. But I think Shooks can also do a really good Kingpin impression himself, so that's fortunate.
a plant that can absorb the genetic material of any creature,
Why am I stumbling over my words?
lethal to animal and human alike.
And of course, we have this shot, which I really like, you know? After so much darkness in the previous scenes, it's nice to have like the sunrise, the daybreak, being in the open sky. And Spider-Man Noir Chapter 3 was like was going to be taking place during the day in the city, and that was going to be a lot more focused on the outside of it. You know, Spider-Man Noir Chapter 1 and 2 are very dark, and Chapter 3 was going to be a lot brighter.
A modified drug version of it, which is lethal to animal and human alike. And the birthplace of these deadly concoctions.
That way, when you watched it all together, it really felt like
The doc gave me a
the passage of time was helping with the progression of the movie. Yeah, he's stealing the work.
I have my suspicions, but I also have a lead. And if I'm lucky, going to City Hall will be the last step I need to take to solve this case.
But it's not.
The sun is bright.
The sun is bright, and yes, that's why I said that. The sun is bright because the sun will be like the defining like visual identity of the third part. Anyways, only have Lizard's shadow appear until the final boss battle. Lizard, it doesn't appear at all until the final boss battle is the thing. It's this whole thing. But yeah, it is a good idea to have that kind of slow reveal of your creature instead of like, you know, giving it to them all at once when it's a real threat. I wonder how the monitor technique will look with the black and white. I feel like it would honestly really work with the monitor. If it's black and white, then that kind of gets rid of me having to make sure all the lighting is just right or the monitor is calibrated properly. How do you make the city look this big? Layers, bro. This is literally just two buildings. It's just the diner and the Lego city or the Lego store building that they made together, and some panel pieces that have ridges at the edge. Edges, ledges. I don't know, just some panel pieces to kind of look like buildings. And then we have these black bars at the very end to make it look like a skyline. And then we have another building right here. But it's only like three like actual built buildings in this shot. It's just the angle is really fortunate. And the depth of field also really makes us look a lot further than it is. And a lot grander than it is. You know, the foreground being so in focus can really help separate and make your frame look that much bigger. The sun is bright. Anyways, that was Spider-Man Noir Chapter 2, which was... honestly, I felt like there was a time in my life where I thought this was kind of cringe, and I'm kind of happy to have actually seen this in full again with so much time passed, and honestly think like, damn, I did that, like me? For real? Let's critique your outro. No! Oh, I cannot watch any of my outros. That's the worst part. I literally cannot. Don't make me do it. Anyways, if anybody has any questions or like, you know, what they think about this, or if they want me to talk about anything specific, let me know, like how I did certain things or how I accomplished certain things or what your favorite shot was or something like that. I don't know, you know. My favorite shot has to be probably this one. Where is it? The with the goggles, yeah. Aw, yeah.
Oh.
Chapter 3 was also going to go a lot more into Dr. Connor's backstory as a soldier in World War One. It was going to be the whole reason why he does this. And it was going to be Spider-Man Noir kind of tracking down the board members and trying to find the link. And this was also going to be like the episode where I wanted them to bond a bit. Because that's important. You know, I want these two characters to kind of befriend each other. Kind of like understand their shared experiences. And which would make the ending that much more tragic. I'd hope. Another shot I really like is this one. Let me see if I can find it. Where is it? It might be this one. No, it's not that one.
Don't want you around.
I can't find it.
Reporter sniffing around earlier.
You know the one. It's the one that's in the thumbnail. If you don't do the outro, you hate Lego. I don't hate Lego. How much is the Spider-Man Noir minifigure? It's not that expensive. It's actually a pretty common minifigure if I remember correctly. Okay, I'm pretty sure this is the shot. Yeah, it's this one. Oh, I don't know what it is, but this shot had the juice. A Spider-Man Noir minifigure is $14. That's not crazy. That's not crazy. This was your news video when I started watching your videos. I wonder how it must have been. Anyways, fellas, another commentary tracks in the books. This one was long. This was 31 minutes long. Maybe for Noir 3. I have some of Noir 3 written. I remember running into some walls because I just couldn't figure out how to tie the threads perfectly. It was going to focus on Spider-Man Noir was going to be investigating the board. Dr. Connors was going to be going through his traumatic experiences, or the audience will be let in on that. And Fez, the police officer, would have set the stage for the police officer's fallout with Kingpin, which causes bad blood between them, which sows the seed for the huge final battle in the complex, which is just supposed to be like an all-out war, which ties into the theme, you know? Ties into the historical theme, ties into the give us a date. I don't know, man. Wait a minute. I don't know, man. Dr. Connors is wanted because the police find out Kingpin and they think he's behind it. Oh, that's interesting. Because, yeah, I did want that. I did want Connors to be somebody that was like a wanted man, and Spider-Man Noir had to protect him. Now somebody make it before him. You can try. You can try. You can try to make it before me. All I'm going to say is, like, you won't be able to make it like me. Because you're not me. I can't make anything like you guys. Because I'm not you guys. But anyways, if you enjoy this commentary, I hope you watched it or thought it was insightful or interesting. Maybe you go watch Spider-Man Noir Part 2. Spider-Man Noir Part 3. I really, really hope that I can make it this year, honestly. I really do. It won't be this summer. It won't be this fall. It might be the winter. It might be the very end of the year if it's possible at all. I need to really gain a lot of momentum for my channel if I'm going to take an endeavor like that. Give Ed money and he'll like you a bit more. Actually, give Ed money and I will make Spider-Man Noir Part 3 because that's really the big thing, right? I feel like if I just take too much time off to make a video, then the finances kind of drain. You know, these videos cost money. These videos don't cost necessarily. They cost money in the way they cost time, if that makes any sense. I don't know. I don't need your money, but if you would like to see Spider-Man Noir Part 3, that is probably the best way to, like, you know, get it earlier than anything. Because between this, Wee Goblin 2, and 2 Sonic 2 Furious, there's too many loose ends on my channel. Too many loose plot threads, and I really want to wrap them all up because I had visions for these, damn it. Being a YouTuber that's an animator that wants to really make, like, you know, these stories, it can be a little bit tricky to navigate it all. But if you enjoyed this video, give it a like. Maybe go to patreon.com/edveln if you'd like to be a part of tomorrow's commentary and ask questions yourself in real time with all of us. But until then, have a nice day, have a nice night, depending on whenever you're watching this, and I'll see you guys in the next one.